could this happen to me? I've made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. I end up on r/OhNoConsequences. I still have a bit of a cold. Fuck. That was beautiful.
Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lasses, and welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today. And don't let anyone else lie to you and tell you otherwise. My favorite thing to do is to fuck around, but not find out. It is an absolutely amazing thing to do, but a lot of people in the world do indeed fuck around, and they do indeed find out. And that's why today we're going to look at r/OhNoConsequences, where karma is very well deserved. Enjoy. Mwah. What is Oh, they're blocking the crossing! Oh, that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. If you block the crossing, you get the smack of shame. This needs to be standardized in more countries when it comes to, like, traffic situations. I love the bonk of shame. Am I the butt for storming off from my sister's wedding after she dead-named my son? I am a 45-year-old single father of 3. Their mom died 10 years ago. I have 3 sons, 17-year-old Andrew, 15-year-old Connor, and 14-year-old Max. Connor was born female. He is trans. He came out as trans 5 years ago and has now socially transitioned, but not yet physically. My sister, 38F, just got married. Me and my sons were also invited. My family has known that Connor is trans for 2 years now. Some have adjusted well, some not so much. My sister is pretty indifferent about it. Her wedding was super well organized to the last detail. She wanted all the men to wear shirts and ties and then women's sundresses. I texted her a picture of our outfits the day before the wedding, and she said, "Where's Nia's dress?" Oh, that's Connor's dead name, I'm guessing. I was a bit surprised and told her not to dead name my son, and he will be wearing a shirt and tie like the rest of the men there, or we are not coming. She said, "Fine." And that was it. At the reception, my sister got mad that Connor was wearing a tie, but didn't say much after that. When we sat down at the table, there was the card Nia. Oh my god, talk about not making the least amount of effort, oh dear god. I went to my sister and she said that she used their real name. It's not a legal document, okay? It's a name tag at a wedding. Oh my god. I told her me and the boys are leaving, and she told me, "Don't you dare cause a scene at my wedding. Nia can be a guy any other day." I called her a bigot and we left. My family says I ruined her wedding. Nah, screw your sister. She's pulling that kind of BS where it's like, it's my special day, I'm gonna treat someone like poo on my special day, but if they say anything in return, it's actually them ruining my special day. I have special day immunity to be a raging bigot to my own family today. And that's how it is. I don't make the rules. Actually, I do. I make the rules, and these are my rules. Your sister is insufferable, and also pretending the name tag at a wedding is like a legally binding document. Like, oh my god, man. Oh, I see it's a bunch of young lads. Oh yes, indeed. This is gonna be one of those, like, my gravestone is gonna say, "Hey lads, watch this," and then they did watch it, indeed.
You will!
It was the last thing I did. That is the most gentle, like, falling over I've ever seen in my life. That's sort of impressive in its own right. I mean, it didn't make the jump, but like this whole... It's beautiful. It's like a tree collapsing. My girlfriend blindsided me by saying she doesn't want to move in together permanently. Am I the butt for being upset? My girlfriend, 26F, and me, 27M, were planning on moving in together permanently. A couple of months ago, we took over the lease from someone we knew who needed to move but didn't want to pay the penalty for breaking his lease. We were in the process of deciding if we wanted to stay here or move into one of the other places that the property management company has available, because this lease is up soon. But my girlfriend has said she doesn't want us to move in together permanently, and she's already left where we live now and taken most of her things. She completely blindsided me with this. She says she realized I am not reliable. She said I don't do enough chores. She never asked me for help, but she thinks I should just need to know when something needs to get done automatically. The next follow-up question I have for this kind of post. Did you move directly from home, where your mom was doing all the laundry, to living with your girl? That's what I'm wondering, because that's what this smells like. You know, I should just know when stuff needs to be done. If you ever lived by yourself, you would know when it's dirty, okay? Because it doesn't get done unless you do it. Oh my god. You're just asking your girlfriend to be your mom, and have like some sort of admin responsibility for delegating tasks to you that you should probably know how to do yourself. You are an adult after all, and not even a young adult. You're 27, man. I mean, it would still be kind of silly, but one thing if he's like 19 or whatever and just moved away from home, but he's almost 30. She also complained that I didn't help her when we watched the sons of friends of ours. Both of them had COVID, and they asked me and my girlfriend if we could bring their sons, 6M and 4M, to our place until they were better. Our friends don't have family nearby, so we both agreed. My girlfriend had everything under control, and she never asked me for help or told me she was struggling. If she had, I would have helped without question. But I mean, it's also like wanting to take on things, you know? That's part of the thing in the relationship. I would also be incredibly exhausted if I always had to tell someone I was together with, like, hey, can you please do this, can you please do that, and nothing ever happened on its own accord. You know, that is incredibly frustrating. I'm not your admin, I'm not your manager at work, we're supposed to be partners here. She does things on her own accord, obviously, like taking care of the kids you agreed to babysit. Why can't you? But she always had a handle on the chores, and she had things with the boys under control. I am upset. I also don't think that someone like who works from home has it easier than someone who can't work from home, or that just because she makes more means I should do more. This is so shitty written. Are you sure she didn't break up with you due to grammar? I was thinking about proposing, and we were planning on permanently moving in together, and she just blindsided me. We went from on track to marriage to this. I liked one of the commenters' analogy. What I find odd, in a world where odd means hyper frustrating, is that these guys immediately understand the problem as soon as you explain it. With beer. You're meeting your buddies at the bar, and when you get there, they are all already drunk. They figure you're okay being the designated driver and or paying for their Ubers, because you did it last time and it looked like you totally had it under control. They never have to be held by the hand to walk through why that's frustrating and unfair. Yeah, that's a really good analogy. That's basically what you did to your partner, and then you're surprised they're breaking it off instead of getting married. Who would have thunk it? Oh, we got some summer vibes going on. This is good. Alright, we're just packing it up. Time to go home with the fam. The double nutcracker? No way. Reverse that. Reverse that. Oh my god. It's because the bar in the middle, it's still at full strength. And of course the net is holding it together, so you remove it and you get a spring effect and bam! Right in the nuts. 4 nuts were crushed that day. So many dreams. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. This seems like the kind of moment with bro you would never forget. For a variation of like good and bad reasons, but you would certainly laugh about it in retrospect. Did you know that today's video is sponsored by Raycons, baby? Oh yes. Keep your ears open and your holiday playlist rolling with Raycon's Bone Conduction headphones. For Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you can save up to 30% on all Raycon audio products. Raycon's Bone Conduction headphones send audio through vibrations in your bones. Your ears stay open to the world around you while getting crystal clear music, podcasts, and calls. It is perfect for multitasking. I love using them when I hit the gym. 13 hours of battery life, IP68 waterproof and dust-proof, plus a no-bud fit that doesn't slip. Premium performance without a premium price tag. Quality rivals the big audio brands, but half the cost. If you're like me and enjoy jogs, walking, or hitting the gym but still want to be aware of the world around you, then this product is for you. It's astounding. I can listen to click videos and also hear my surroundings at the same time. Wow! Black Friday is around the corner. Raycon audio products are up to 30% off site-wide. From everyday essentials to the latest releases, it's the perfect time to upgrade your sound or get ahead on gifting. Shop now before they're gone. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/theclickbc to get up to 30% off during Raycon's Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. Thank you so much, Raycon, for sponsoring this video. And now, back to the memes. Mwah. Am I the butt for blowing up at my pregnant wife and putting my foot down after her blow up? Created the account because my wife has read it, but thinking I don't care if she finds it, but the account is already created. We are renting a 2-bedroom house from an older man and we will call him G. I don't know how to really describe G, but older retired military is the closest. This man has been nothing but kind to us, far more than either of our parents have ever been. We live in California and the average rent in our area is around $2,600 for a 2-bedroom. At first we were a bit skeptical skeptical because the house was advertised, but G wanted to meet the tenants personally before anything else. The listing started at $2,500 but was also stated negotiable. We met with G, and I don't know if he liked us or felt sorry because we told him our story, but he offered us the place for $1,600. Is this an actual, like, nice landlord? Oh my god, what a change of pace! There is some hope left in humanity! Any problems we have ever had throughout the 6 years me and my wife have lived in the house was fixed within 48 hours. He's actually a good landlord. You know when people joke about, like, tipping your landlord? This is like the one landlord I would honestly consider tipping. Or at least give him, like, a stack of beer or something. What a good lad. G is the landlord everyone wishes they had. He isn't money hungry, and if rent is a bit late, he understands as long as you keep him informed. We haven't had an issue with him in 6 years. I have asked him why he's renting the house for us so cheap, and his story broke my heart. He bought the house for his daughter a couple years before we moved in, but unfortunately, she and her fiancé died in a car crash, and he couldn't find the heart to sell it, but also doesn't just want it to stay empty. During COVID, when my wife lost her job and I had to take a pay cut, I called him and told him about the situation. I asked if it was possible for us to perhaps pay a couple of $100 less in rent, and then I will pay everything back once COVID stopped. He came over and talked to me and my wife. After 2 hours of talking, he said that he would forgive half our rent until the whole COVID thing is done, and then we can just go back to the original contract. He's doing the opposite. Like, everyone was price gouging during COVID. Like, oh my god, COVID in general was like losing hope in humanity. Like, we are so screwed if this thing was more serious. But like, this is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. What an incredible landlord. I cannot describe how happy I was. I thanked him with tears in my eyes. With the $700 saved on rent, we were able to keep our head above water during that crisis. This is the kind of man G is. My wife is currently 5 months pregnant. G had some health scares, so we haven't seen him for the last 6 months. He came over the day before yesterday to tell us he's healthy again and will take up on the care responsible, so anything is needed, we just give him a call. He saw my wife and obviously the belly and asked how far along she was. We told him and he just had this smile from ear to ear and said congratulations. Before he walked off, he said kids are expensive, so as a baby gift from him, let's make the rent an even $1,000 until the baby is born. That is absolutely amazing. That's like a solid few $1,000 in saved rent. This guy is so sweet, man. I have no idea why, but for some reason this set my wife off completely. She started yelling at G, calling him an old man that is looking down on us, and he can take his useless gift and shove it up his butt. Thousands of dollars in rent is a useless gift. What? She was yelling for like 3 minutes, and every time I tried to stop her, she would just get louder and louder. I don't know what got into my wife, but at the end of the rant, she said that if you really want to gift us something for our baby, you should not let us pay rent at all. You stupid effing old man. That is what you call a gift. What? G took everything she said and didn't say a word back. His face just went from happy to completely emotionless. After my wife was done, he just left. I blew up on my wife and asked her what the frick she was thinking, as G never did anything wrong to us. She just started to cry and refused to talk to me the rest of the night. Every time I brought it up, she would start crying, but I caught on to the crocodile tears and told her to just stop because I want an explanation. Yesterday morning, before I left work, I told her she better be ready, because ready or not, when I get home, we will talk about what happened, and I will not accept her fake tears. I got a text from G telling me we have to talk. He asked to meet at the house at 5 and I agreed. We met up at the house and he asked to come in. We sat in the living room and he asked if my wife could join us, and she did. He didn't ask why or what happened, nothing. All he did was lay out what will be happening going forward. He said the gift will no longer be happening and he will expect the full rent by the end of the month, no excuses. He said the rent will stay $1,600 until a lease is up for renewal, which is ending this year. And when the lease is over, we are more than welcome to renew. Then he will be charging us market rate for the house. That is more than $1,000 increase. I tried to talk to him, but he refused to listen and then just walked out of the house. My wife was white as a ghost on the couch and stammered, "What are we going to do?" Because she knows a $1,000 increase in the rent will put us back to living on paycheck to paycheck. My paycheck is enough to cover literally every single bill until my promotion in 14 months. I blew up and told her this poo is her doing. She asked me to run after G and talk to him or call him, but G is refusing, and the only message I got back was, "Please contact me if it has something to do with the house, not for any personal matters, as our relationship will be strictly landlord and tenant, that is it." My wife is frantically trying to call G and apologize, but he isn't answering her calls. She knows her part-time job paycheck might not be enough, and I told her we will need to downsize, and she is not happy. Oh my god, for once in your life, You land a good landlord, and the thing you do is this? What the hell? Like, I know hormones and stuff can be kinda like all over the place during pregnancy, but what is this? This is nuts. I am not happy with my wife at all, and she is calling me an a-hole because I am mad at her. She basically screwed your entire housing situation, but now she's mad at you. Oh, that's great. $1,000 doesn't sound like a lot for some, but for me it's a lot of money. It's $12,000 a year. That's quite a lot of money for most people. My wife's paycheck would not have been touched for rent or anything, but now it has to, as I told her she will cover the $1,000 if she wants to stay in this house, as I refuse to take up longer hours or more shifts. I mean, that's valid. It's pretty much her fault, and you taking up a second job or like more shifts to cover for it is certainly not fair. She is devastated because her part-time job salary might not be enough and she will have to go back to working full-time. Sorry if my post is all over the place. I am tired and my emotions aren't all in the right place currently, as I am stressing about things that haven't even crossed my mind before and things I haven't had to stress over. Edit, I have also asked my wife if G has done or said anything that would cause this reaction, especially towards a gift, and she is in tears and told me no, but can't or won't give me a reason. To me, in my mind, I took what she said at face value and I believe that she thinks G was looking down on us, and she said when he made the offer that 500 would have helped us monumentally, and my wife knows that. She also knows that getting a house like this and as good as we currently have it is not a guarantee, because we have read numerous stories on Reddit about other landlords, and she herself has always expected how lucky we have been. Edit 2. I worded it like poo in my post, sorry. Our lease is up for renewal, but our lease will basically be cancelled and not renewed. He will basically have to reapply for the lease, and then the new amount will be market rate. He said for the fact that we have been good tenants so far, and he will give us first option to the house. Edit 3 because it keeps coming up. I actually forgot how far Reddit can go with things. I know this sounds poopy of me, but I am more sure that G hasn't slept with my wife than I am my wife has never cheated on me. Oh wait, you're more sure that G hasn't been the one being a homewrecker rather than trusting the wife. Oh my god, that is an absolutely savage line. Myself included, I have never met a man more set on morals and principles. He still wears his wedding ring even though his wife has been dead for more than 10 years. When I asked him about a woman or girlfriend in his life, he said no. His wife is waiting for him and he will not disappoint her. That is absolutely wild. Like, sure, mood swings and stuff are perfectly to be expected in especially childbearing situations. Don't get me wrong. I think that just comes with the territory. But this is absolutely wild, man. Oh my god. I'm not even sure if I could really trust a partner after something like this when they so like blatantly just like destroy a good situation for no good reason. That is so weird. That is so weird. I wish we had a better explanation to like why. But I'm not even sure if they know why themselves. That is insane. Look, I know pregnancy makes you do crazy stuff, but my god do I hate OOP's wife. Sounds like a rude and entitled POS. Givers have to have limits, because takers got none. I wonder if it just mentally turned into like a spoiled child situation, you know, that the goalpost kept moving, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, he should give us more because blah blah, spoiled child and that kind of stuff. I wonder if something like that happen if he was taking and taking and taking and eventually, you know, he got fed up with it, especially with his attitude. I wonder if that's what happened. Gonna throw my you know, something don't piss against the wind, something. Okay, so they're like road raging and they're gonna toss coffee on their car like yeah, but then of course he forgets that there's like a little bit of wind outside the window. That entire coffee just ended up on himself. That is the most instant karma I have ever seen in my life. That is beautiful. Am I overreacting after I asked my boyfriend why he won't take me on dates anymore? And he listed a bunch of things he doesn't like about me. That doesn't sound like a great relationship to begin with. Let's get into it. My boyfriend, M27, and I, F28, have been together for almost 5 years. We have a pretty good relationship and we genuinely enjoy each other's company. No major problems at all this entire time. I mean, apart from the title, which sounds like a pretty massive problem, but I guess we'll get into it. For the past year or so, however, he has not taken me out on a real date. He only ever just wants to do something simple like walk around the mall or order food and watch a movie at home. I have been making date night or trip suggestions for months, and he never shoots them down. but he just kind of moves past it without taking it seriously. Well, I finally became a bit upset and asked him why he doesn't ever make plans for dates or wants to do anything romantic with me. It's really been making me question the relationship and hurt my self-esteem. He became pretty frustrated and basically listed out a bunch of things that he doesn't like about me. This was the gist of it. I don't try to dress nice when we go out, even though I dress up to go out with my friends. I don't ever wear any makeup or do anything with my hair when I'm with him. I don't watch my weight, I don't clean up around our apartment, I have been neglecting him intimately. I sleep all day. I never cook for him, I force him to do all the chores, I never want to try to do any of the stuff he likes to do with him. And the last one he said, which really pissed me off, it's not like I'm going to come home and get my pee-pee slurped afterwards anyway. His words. I don't know how to feel. We haven't been speaking very much since. I feel so hurt, especially about the weight comment. I have been struggling with my weight and I'm about 40 pounds heavier than when we started dating. During this relationship, he's gained much more weight than me, like 100 pounds. But he started working out about 2 years ago and now he's in great shape. Oh, okay, so then he gained the weight but then lost it again, I suppose. I mean, pendulum in weight is perfectly normal, especially when you're adult or like stressful things or life stuff happens. I mean, working out together can certainly be like a nice little way of like doing things together and also staying active, but not feeling like anyone is being singled out or whatever. I always found that to be kind of like positive and nice. This has been an insecurity of mine for a while, but this is the first time he's ever made a comment about my weight before. I just feel completely crushed by how little he thinks of me, and I'm really not sure if this is the end of the relationship. Everything he said just feels so shallow, and like he only cares about my looks and my body. I love him, but I feel so hurt by what he said, and I'm not sure how to process it. I just need some advice, please. I mean, it sounds like a pretty heavy thing to drop on someone, like, you look fat, you don't know enough chores, the naughty stuff, when it's like, could we do more romantic things, or whatever. One thing that does stand out to me is like, they're saying they only make suggestions about romantic things happening, but I also know that sometimes that can be a big source of miscommunication. You know, suggesting something isn't necessarily pulling your weight to make something happen either, and that is something that can be easily missed. But let's check the comments, shall we? Why are you dating someone that doesn't even like you? PP isn't scarce. I mean, that's a pretty fair point. You should read her comments. She admits that he does all the cleaning, I have ADHD and forgot to clean, and all the cooking, I don't get how to cook, gets her daughter ready and brings her to school, I don't wake up until 11 a.m. 1 p.m. and her school is on the way to his work, so why should I wake up? Are you... Wait, I have to dig through these comments. This is starting to paint a slightly different picture. On top of her being laid off, so he takes care of the finances amongst other things. PP that does that is scarce. He is basically her caretaker. Info. Other than the comments about your weight and appearance, which are effed up to begin with, do you feel that he has said anything truthful? Honestly, I would probably dump someone who said I don't look the way they want me to, but it just feels like he has built up a lot of resentment and thinks he's the only one contributing to the relationship and household. Not saying he is telling the truth, it just seems like a lot of complaints out of nowhere. Yeah, this is definitely pent up stuff, to be honest. And here is OP replying with 136 downvotes. What is this story, man? These are like some twists and turns. He has brought up the cleaning and the sleeping before. I have tried to help clean around the house, but it's hard for me because I honestly just forget most of the time because of my ADHD. And he will get frustrated when he comes home and I haven't done much. Okay, so if I understand the comments correctly, you sleep until 1 p.m., don't do anything around the house, he takes your kid that you had from a previous relationship to school in the morning and goes to work all day, I'm assuming picks up the kid as well, comes home, and you've just been sleeping all day. I can see how he would be frustrated with that, yeah. This is starting to paint a slightly different picture. He has asked me to see the doctor about my sleeping, but I really don't think it's that big of an issue. You should probably check about like some sort of depression or something as well, man. Like this doesn't sound good. He's a big morning person, and he gets annoyed that I sleep in and take a nap most days, which to me isn't unreasonable. I'll admit that there are some days where I'll stay in bed most of the day, but I didn't start doing that until I was laid off. As far as the intimacy comments, we have tried to talk about it before. He thinks that I never make time to be intimate with him, like it's just because I don't want to. I have a child that is with us half the time, so that makes it hard for us to be intimate in our small apartment. I mean, the child is only there half the time though. Like, don't get me wrong, no one should be pressured to do anything intimate, but if you see someone as a long-term partner, you should probably want to be intimate if that's what you both are into. If it's this much of a mismatch, it doesn't sound like a good relationship for anyone. And also the kid is only there half the time, you know? She's getting old enough to know what she's hearing, and her walls are thin. Half the time! Half the time! A lot of the time, I just don't have the energy or I'm not in the mood, and I don't think I need to justify that. I mean, of course you don't have to justify it, it's your body, and a no means a no. But I also think in an adult relationship, it's important to communicate about these things. Like, what is it that you actually want? Are you this disinterested in intimacy in this relationship, and he is interested in intimacy in this relationship? Then you probably have to have a conversation if this is really what you both are looking for and if you make each other happy. That's the conversation you need to have. No one should be forced to do anything, but if everything works, you should probably want roughly the same thing. You know? He cooks most of the time, but that's because I just really don't understand cooking. I have never been good at it, and I don't want to try and then mess it up and then waste ingredients, which is what has happened before. I was never really taught growing up. He always wants to do stuff that is so out of the way that I just have no interest in. For example, he likes to go fishing or go to the national park that is nearby. I absolutely hate that kind of stuff, so he and my daughter will go, and then I am left alone at home to sit by myself. I have asked him to try and figure out more interesting things for us to do, but it's always something that I just have no interest in. Like, he got upset when I didn't want to go on a 4-hour-long train ride just to sightsee. Okay, sure, not being interested in the same things is fine, but maybe it's more about the people you do it with sometimes than the thing itself. Like, I doubt the national park is like the biggest deal ever. Maybe it's more about, oh, I go to the national park with my partner and my daughter. And that's like the whole thing, you know? And also, like, I can't go on a 4-hour train ride. I mean, not to sound like a douche, but you're not doing anything during the entire day. What are you saving the hours for? Oh my god. How can you write this down and still think he is the problem? That is beyond me. I mean, he's basically taking care of your kid for you. He's doing all the financial responsibilities, all the cleaning, all the cooking, and you're just napping at home while also, like, being really complainy and be like, you need to take me on more dates. I certainly wouldn't respond well to that kind of comment if I was in the situation, I'm going to be honest. This sounds like a very, very one-sided relationship. It seems like there are 2 kids in the house, and one of them doesn't even go to f***ing school. You've probably spent too much time around each other. Do either of you work? Assuming BF works and you sleep in all day at this point, that will frustrate anybody.
We both used to work, but I've had trouble finding work for a while. I don't sleep all day, I just sleep more than he does.
I mean, sleeping until 1 p.m. on most days is certainly, like, more than he does. It's technically correct. You said in another comment that he gets upset if you sleep until 11 or 1, and then have another nap. That's not a thing healthy people do. You need to see a doctor, get some blood work done, and deal with your obvious depression. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, this doesn't sound like something normal and healthy. Like, this sounds pretty bad. You need to get this checked, man. Oh my god, it keeps going, and every single one of their comments is downvoted to hell. I mean no offense by this, however. If you were to answer the list your BF has given, would you say that any of them are untrue? It seems like you both have stopped making effort over the years. I don't know. Okay, anyway, maybe sit down with him and ask if he wants to work on the relationship, and if he does, what changes can you both make to possibly salvage this?
Even if I don't help as much as I could with the chores and the cooking, I think that the way he makes it seem is like I just make him do everything because cruel. Because I'm cruel. Okay, it's just written together. I have ADHD and it's legitimately difficult for me to stay on top of things like that, which he knows.
Okay, sure, but that doesn't necessarily make it okay. Then it sounds more like an excuse. Don't get me wrong, I think support and awareness for things like ADHD should be much better so more people in the world can get help or the support they need for it earlier in life. I have seen way too many people around me go through like a year-long process of like getting a diagnosis. They can finally try out the med that might work or whatever, you know? It's a silly thing. But simply shrugging off literally everything that goes into a household and be like, it's ADHD, that's not fair to your partner either. How did you make it this far to begin with? How did you end up like with a child and everything if this is your attitude towards everything? He's basically your live-in caretaker. Like, how did you make it until this point? So what? Do you legitimately think that someone would enjoy working all day just to come home and clean up after someone and their child who napped most of the day, doesn't have a job, isn't looking for one either, is never in the mood for intimacy, never shows interest in the things they like, doesn't take care of themselves, and always has an excuse for why they didn't do something? I am also gonna go out on a limb and say that he pays for most things as well. If you were roommates, he would have kicked you out months ago. Your post is disingenuous and painted your boyfriend as mean and cruel when he's simply a man at his wit's end with someone who brings nothing but baggage to the table.
Boo-hoo! I flippin' have MS and I still get up and do stuff. You're just a lazy slob!
You guys don't have a good relationship. You're breaking up in a few days.
Our relationship has always seemed good before this. We've had fun together. We bond over books and TV series. I love his parents and my family, and my daughter loves him.
Okay, having similar interests in entertainment is certainly a nice thing in a relationship, like you can watch movies together or whatever, but that isn't something you build a foundation on in a relationship. Okay, like the things you've listed are very skin deep.
He's very good with my daughter and treats her like his own. That's why I say we have a good relationship. These things do matter to me and are why I don't just want to up and leave if we can work through this. I am also not the most financially stable right now, and I am not sure what my daughter and I would do if we split up.
I mean, I can definitely see why you don't want to break up. I mean, he's basically your caretaker, provider, and also like, I don't know, adoptive parent to your daughter. Like, yeah. You're just using him at this point. You're scared no one else will want an overweight, jobless, single mother. Oh my, these comments are really digging into it, man. Holy shit. This guy takes care of himself and has a job. He can do better, and I hope he leaves because you don't want to change and only want to make excuses. I would say OP needs to get checked out for depression or something, especially if what they're saying is true, that it didn't used to be this way. You know, they used to have a job, they used to at least do some things together that they both enjoyed, etc., etc. It sounds like something pretty drastic has happened, or maybe it's been like a slow decline over time, but this needs to get checked up. Like if you're sleeping, it sounds like you're sleeping, 15 hours a day. That's not something you do if you're healthy. Most people can't even sleep that long, I think, if they're in a healthy space. You need to go see a doctor or something, get blood work done, check for like depression or something, because this is not healthy. I honestly want to hear the dude's version of this, but as it is, here are my thoughts. Do you actually not try to look good when you guys go out? Does he? He is shallow, but he is working out for you too, no? Seems fair that you would try to be fit too, even if it's just for your own health. Has he ever offered to work out with you? Have you tried to work out with him? The cleaning up part that you should know yourself if you do actually do your part. Sleep all day in quotes is telling me that what he sees is false. Why not clarify that with him? You guys just don't talk to each other at all if it boiled up to this moment, in my opinion.
We went to the gym together when he first started working out, but it gave me too much anxiety and sapped any bit of energy I had left, so I stopped. And I just can't diet like he does. When he decides to get in shape, he completely changes his entire diet and was eating only 1 time a day. Okay, that is pretty extreme, to be fair, but you don't have to do the exact same thing. You know, that's perfectly fine. My body just doesn't work like that, and what he eats is so depressing and boring. I'm not going to apologize for having anxiety and not being able to eat like a monk. I want to at least enjoy my meal.
Okay, there is certainly a spectrum between eating unhealthy and eating 1 meal of depressed salad a day. Okay, there's definitely, a nice middle ground there. Somewhere.
He gets mad at me for sleeping in until 11 a.m. 1 p.m. and then taking a nap later in the day. To me, this is just ridiculous. I don't have to get up for work, and my daughter's school is on the way to his job, so he takes her since it's easier. There is no reason I should force myself to wake up early and be exhausted just so I can stay home all day.
So you're not gonna do anything? I mean, looking for a job takes time. Getting your health checked out to like check why you're sleeping 15 hours a day. At least doing some stuff around the house so the partner that actually is working doesn't come home to an absolute disaster. Like, or maybe just take your own kid to school. I don't know, but what are you saving the energy for? Oh my, what? So you think it's okay to sleep most of the day while your partner is financially supporting you, then coming home to cook and clean, all while being essentially a single father to your own child? Why wouldn't you want to get out of bed for your own daughter? This is so depressing, man. Like, I keep scrolling these comments because I was so fascinated by the first person that said, like, oh, their comments tell a different story. But this just gets worse, man. This is barely like, oh, no consequences. This is just sad as hell. This has to be rage bait. There's no way you actually are treating your partner like he's the bad guy.
I didn't say he's the bad guy. I say that I'm not capable of doing some of the things that he thinks I should be doing just for him.
Doing your portion of the dishes in a damn household and taking your own kid to school isn't doing things just for him. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Like some rounding off thoughts here, okay? Like, awareness and support for ADHD should be better in general. Okay, that is fair. They do make things way more difficult. I know plenty of people that have gone through this stuff and gone through the process, and just from like a observer perspective, it does indeed suck. but that certainly isn't everything that's going on here, okay? Like, oh my god, and why do you try to paint your partner as evil? because they're like, I don't know, taking on all the responsibilities literally. They're a stay-at-home father, an adoptive parent, and a single worker all at once. Holy po. I'm gonna round it off on positivity. Maybe this person like figured out that something was amiss when they read the replies to this post, and they went and got checked up. They got back on track, and the relationship is happy, and the kid has 2 people that cares for them. I'm gonna say that's what happened. Happy ending. Yippee! Next posts. My wife and everyone else thinks I got laid off, but really, I quit so I could make a go at being a Twitch streamer full time. My wife doesn't follow or know anything about Twitch or video games at all. She doesn't have any knowledge or connection to the industry I used to work in. She is a paramedic and she works different shifts and does not know I stream at times when she is not home. Her salary is enough to cover our bills, although things will be a bit tighter until I start making money on my stream. Wait, have you made the jump when you already had decent viewership? Or are you making the jump while still streaming to 0 people? It's a pretty important distinction. I am not going to tell anyone until I'm bringing in enough money that I can do it full time. Okay, so you're not bringing in any money at the moment. Why the I have never been happier and not stressed as I am now. Of course you're not. Your wife is paying for everything. Fuck. It's easy for me to lock myself in my home office and say I'm networking and job hunting when I'm really streaming if my wife or my 3-year-old is home. You also have a kid. Oh my god, this dude should just go and be together with the girl from the last post. Holy, they're perfect for each other. Oh my god. If she's not working or my daughter is not at daycare, it's harder. But I make it work. Oh, go you. Yay, what a sacrifice. I feel a bit guilty for lying, but I have wanted to do this for a long time. No one that I know in real life knows. Obviously posting this with a throwaway. Okay, this was posted 3 years ago, right? And he was trying to make this work for 3 years. And then 17 days ago, he posted an update. Update. My wife and everyone else thinks I got laid off, but really I quit so I could make a go at being a Twitch streamer full time. An update, and my divorce destroyed me. And she's dating again now. Who the fuck would have thunk it? I know I will probably get flamed, but I get it. I understand that I am the one who ruined my life and my marriage. My divorce was finalized a year ago. She found out about 6 months after I posted. I understand that I was wrong and that I screwed up. I regret my stupidity so much. She left our flat with our daughter and went to live with her sister and hired a solicitor, so that was it. Don't be stupid like me. Yeah, okay, so whatever. Here is my point of view. As someone who actually did make the jump from a regular professional career, or real job, if you will, to being a content creator full-time. Number 1, I was already making enough money to pay my rent and everything when I did make the jump. Number 2, I did not have a kid or wife at the time. My economy and the risks I took with it were my own to take. And number 3, if you do make the jump like this, it can vary a little bit depending on where you live. But at least where I come from, it's good to make maybe 1.5 times as much as you did at your last job, because then you will have roughly the same financial status as you did with your old job. Because at a regular job, you usually have things included, like taxes that are already paid for by the company, insurances or pension savings or yada yada yada. When you work for yourself, you don't have that. So roughly 1/3 of everything you make will just go to cover everything that used to be paid for by the employer. Like I said, this can vary a bit between countries, but this is a pretty good rule of thumb, at least where I come from. And a lot of other stuff, not to mention the volatility that comes with this kind of industry. Okay, it can be incredibly stressful, especially when you're getting started. I'm not sure if I would have made that jump with a kid. Okay, so those are just some thoughts. This sounds really stupid. We have been divorced for a year, and I found out she just started dating again. I am gutted. I miss her. I miss my daughter because she only lives with me half the time. Whenever I see my wife's sister or other members of her family, they give me the stink eye. I can't believe I was such a lazy frick while she was out there busting her butt as a paramedic. Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed too, to be honest. You know how I made YouTubing work as a full-time job is that I took time out of my own free time and scheduling weekends and stuff, and that's when I sat down and edited videos and recorded and stuff. It was a pretty rough schedule. Don't get me wrong, but that's kind of the thing you need to do if you want to make this kind of jump responsibly, okay? It's a pretty tough ramp-up period. So this certainly ain't it, especially with a wife and kids in the household and just expecting oh, I'm not stressed at all, because my wife pays for everything. God damn it, you just regressed to a 15-year-old. Of course you're not stressed. I understand why everyone hates me and sided with her. I know I'll get judged either way, but I'm posting here in case anyone understands what I'm going through, and being gutted when your ex starts dating again. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to switch careers or whatever, but when you have responsibilities like shared economies, kids, houses, etc., it's bigger than just yourself. Taking like risks and stuff with your own finances or jumping jobs or whatever when it's you and only you, like, fine, whatever. Like, you're a one-person adult. If money is a bit tight, you can live on noodles for a month, I suppose. Like, it's a different thing. But when there is more stuff included, including a wife that is busting her ass to cover for you, who hasn't even started making money at the thing he's jumping to, nah, that's not a partnership, man. That's not a partnership. Talk about OhNoConsequences. How could this happen to me, indeed? That is such an impressive hole. I totally believe there is something like inherently evolutionary programmed into men that they will just dig holes whenever they are at the beach. I still do this to this day. Look at that. That's super cozy. Everyone is just sitting there vibing. Oh no, did they get stuck? Oh, that's creepy as hell. Oh no, that's scary. That is scary. So they must have like gotten stuck under all the moving wet sand, which of course gets really, really heavy. And then the water is rolling in. Oh my god, this is terrifying. Okay, to be fair, I've never dug a hole this deep. Okay, never dug a hole this deep. You would never think that sand is this difficult to get out of, right? Like, you think of sand as like, oh, you just scrape it off. It's like smooth and soft, and you're just like, eh. But when it gets packed like this, they are still going on it, and there are even cuts in the video. Oh my god, and you have some people pouring the water out, other people like blocking the water entrance. This is a whole project for the entire beach. It looks like they're sinking. This is so scary. I mean, honestly, kind of good awareness to be like digging holes on the beach is fun. But don't put yourself in a collapsing hole that is like 1.5 meters deep. It will mess you up. This is a really good like community effort. Look at that. They have completely blocked it off. Everyone is working together. Okay, now the immediate danger has passed. There's no water left. Now they just have to like dig them out. They got buried so deep. I mean, imagine your legs must be caught under like a meter, meter and a half. Or just like packed sand with water on top of that, you know? You're not gonna be able to move it. I mean, sort of wholesome that everyone just came together to help out. I mean, this wasn't even someone doing something super bad or obnoxious or whatever. This was just people vibing on the beach and getting carried away with the sand hole, you know? I can totally see this happening. I'm really glad to see that they got help though, but this is kind of a good awareness. Even like mundane everyday things can sometimes be a little bit dangerous if you take it too far. Stay safe on the beach, everyone. My boyfriend is mad at me because he opened up our relationship and got no dates. Am I the butt for how I responded? A tale as old as time. Me and my boyfriend, both 37, have been dating for just over 3 years. Prior to this, I was single for 8 years. Overall, it's been a healthy relationship. We are both independent with our jobs, living situations, etc. I do love spending time with him. I don't really have any complaints. However, something startled me. About 6 months ago, him saying that he wanted to open the relationship up, meaning going on dates and sleeping with other women. I have never been in a dynamic like this, so I naturally had a lot of questions. He told me that I could also go on dates and sleep with other men. I honestly was a little skeptical at first, but after doing some research and having a while to think, I agreed. He had told me that if at any point I wasn't comfortable, we could stop and close the relationship up again. One of the rules was, we don't discuss with each other what we're doing or who we're going on dates with, etc. Okay, that part definitely stands out to me because that, as far as I know, seems to be the exact opposite of what, for example, open relationships or poly relationships are about. You know, you still ask your partner what is okay and what isn't and have communication. This is basically just, we can both have our secrets. Okay. I signed up to a dating app, and within a few days I had 500 plus likes. And it's been pretty steady since. So I started matching with people, texting, arranging dates. On average, I go on 1 or 2 dates a month. There are also some people in similar dynamics of open relationships that I am going on dates with, sleeping with regularly. I quite like the fact that everything is non-committal. So even though I was skeptical at first, I am enjoying the open relationship. As decided from before, I haven't told my boyfriend about any of this. I was at my boyfriend's house the other day, and my phone was on the kitchen counter. He saw my notifications and then proceeded to go through my phone and read messages, including going through the dating app and whatnot. To say he was angry was an understatement. It turns out he opened the relationship up to take out a younger colleague at his workplace, who misread his idea of a date as just work lunch. He then openly told me that he wanted to see if he would work with her so he could ultimately leave me for her. What a keeper. Man, what a good boy you landed. However, she didn't want him, and it seems like no one else did either. In the last 6 months, he's had a few rough dates, but no one additional to sleep with. I feel somewhat embarrassed for him. He demanded we instantly close the relationship up, and I told him that maybe we should just end things, or at least take a break. He was outraged and called me names, but he was the one who wanted this dynamic. So what's the problem? I swear I have seen this thing happen so many times, like in stories like this. Someone wants to open the relationship up, it turns out the other person has way more luck with dating, initial person gets mad, but it was their idea all along. Oh my god. I left, and as I walked home, I was contemplating fully breaking it off with him. He's been blowing my phone up, and I am not quite sure what to say. Am I the butthole? Dump the man! Dump the man! You should join the rest of the population in not dating him as well. Lemao. I mean, yeah, if my partner came to me and said we should have an open relationship, I'm not really into that kind of stuff. To be honest, that would be a deal breaker. But even if I went along with it and my partner was pressuring me, and then it turns out, oh, I'm actually getting dates. This was kind of fun. And then my partner's like, I actually didn't get any dates. We have to close it up now, you sloot. And I'm like, this operation was your idea all along. Then it would certainly be over. Like, oh my god, it has crossed the line of being over. Like 3 times. Ooh, bro got sunglasses, drinking and driving while filming himself. Great life decisions. This is, he was gonna litter and forgot he didn't have the window down. He felt so cool. He felt so badass, you can tell, like with the gloves and the sunglasses, drinking while driving, tossing bottles. And that's just the universe telling you, man, that drinking and driving is really not that cool, and you should probably stop. Am I overreacting? Panicking about my boyfriend being mad at me.
Also, your door doesn't lock? I was almost charged a late fee because I couldn't lock it.
You left it unlocked.
I know!
It was just wide open.
I was trying to lock it and it wouldn't lock.
You just closed the door.
I did, and it wasn't locking.
You shouldn't be leaving if my door isn't locked.
I called the car, and I was about to be charged a late fee.
What, like an Uber fee? So you left your partner's apartment unlocked and the door wide open because of a $5 fee? And you didn't tell the boyfriend about it either? He just found out when he came home is what I'm getting from this. Holy shit, man. Okay, so you leave my door open?
Blorp, I'm sorry, but I was trying. Usually just locks when I close it.
I am not even gonna argue about this.
I am not arguing.
You keep trying to tell me you will be charged a late fee.
I'm sorry, but it usually does lock when I just close it.
I don't care. You do not leave my home open.
Because I was gonna be. I'm sorry, Blorp. I was trying. You can ask Blorp. I kept trying to lock it from inside, and then I was putting the key in, and the lock was coming out.
Then you eat the fee, and I will pay for it.
And it wasn't locking.
What would you do if Blorp got out?
I'm not gonna make you pay the fee.
Wait, if Blorp got out, oh, so he has like a dog or something, or a cat, or something living at home. So it's even worse. It's not just leaving his home unlocked for anyone to wander in. It's also potentially letting the animal loose. Oh, this is so bad, man.
I'm not gonna make you pay the fee.
Or someone stole my poo.
I had the door shut when I left.
Someone can open it.
I'm sorry.
It looked open. It wasn't shut all the way.
I shut it all the way. I pulled on it. I'm sorry. I thought it was closed.
The top lock was open, so it wasn't shutting.
What top lock? The bottom locks. When I just shut the door, it automatically locks.
And here's a video showing how the lock works. Oh my god. Like, even if this happens and it was a valid excuse, like if I was leaving someone's place, you know, I was dating or whatever, and I couldn't figure out the lock, I would just call them and be like, hey, your lock is acting up weird. And they're like, oh yeah, pull this thing. I'd be like, oh, there we go. Thanks. Bye. Like, oh my god, man. One of you touched the top lock.
I did not touch that.
Shite doesn't move on its own.
I didn't touch it. I never touched the top.
Okay, so it wasn't you, it was Blorp.
As far as I know, Blorp didn't, because she only touched the bottom knob.
Okay, so it just moved on its own then.
I don't know, I didn't touch it. I always thought I wasn't supposed to.
Regardless, I don't care. You don't leave unless you turn the knob and it's locked.
I'm sorry.
End of discussion.
I know, I'm sorry. I thought it was shut, but I was sitting there trying to lock and it wouldn't. I wasn't gonna make you pay a fee. I just panicked. That's on me. I'm sorry.
Wait, you panicked because of a $5 like Uber fee or whatever. So the solution of this panic was to leave your partner's apartment completely wide open that also has a pet inside that can run out. That's the solution, and that's the panic that causes you to do the absolutely worst decision. Oh my god, I would not be able to trust a person like this I was seeing after something like this. Like, what happens next time they're mildly stressed about something? Oh my god. You're not overreacting. Of course he's mad. You majorly effed up, and he's probably questioning your intelligence right now for a good reason. Bro, OP sounds so dumb. Like, how do you frick up locking a door that badly? Sounds like OP just sat there clang, 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 and couldn't see the lock sticking out, stopping it from closing, thinking, why did it can't work? Then she obviously has no concept of time and falls apart and panics all over the slightest thing like an Uber fee. God damn. God damn. There's a lot of people in this video who are dating other people who really should not be out dating people. Okay? r/what could go wrong? Throwing up a little heel on your social media. Ooh, Coffee X, yes, I'm real. My boss says he needs to talk to me in 15 minutes and it's an emergency. I got fired. Who the frick would have thunketh it? Probably all fake anyway. All those likes tells me she's an influencer and wants to or will make a name for herself with MAGA. I mean, this could also be the start of a grift attempt. To be honest, I have seen this kind of stuff before, where people will do outrageous stuff like this and get fired, and then hopefully have a bunch of like simp grifty people follow them on Twitter or whatever and turn it into like a little, I don't know, like a little crypto pump and dump or something. I swear I've seen this happen at least like 5 times. Ah, well, laddies, lasses, and lassos, I do hope you learned something today about fricking around and finding out, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day because you do deserve to find that out. And I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.